Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me again today. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter at Shooting Up North. Follow me on all social media, Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network. And on Facebook, we have a Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much again for joining me today. So let's get into Impact Wrestling does its best AXS TV audience since February of 2021. The past 7 weeks, Impact Wrestling's viewership is just climbing and climbing and climbing. They are at the last Impact on AXS TV. They got 182,000 viewers, which is up from 126,000 from last week. So let's back on 12/16. They were at 71,000. Then the best of 2021. 12/16, I believe, was the I can't remember what was a regular episode or not. I think it was Wrestle House, I think was the episode, if I'm not mistaken. But then 12/23, they jumped to 79,000. 12/30 was the best of 2021 part 2. Part 1 was 23. 12/23, they were at 81,000. January 6th, they were at 104,000. January 13th, 111,000. January 20th, 126,000. And last week, 182,000. That's, again, the best viewership, the best AXS TV audience since February of 2021. So a few things are going on here. One, the Honor No More storyline is catching on. They're on to something with the Honor No More storyline. I think that's announcing that Gorillas of Destiny and Jay White were going to be on the show. I believe that brought in viewers as well. But the Honor No More storyline seems to be catching on, and it's great to see them trending upwards. Can they do 200,000 next week? Can they hit 200,000 next week? They went from 126 to 182. I think they could very well hit 200,000. It'd be interesting to see if any of the WWE fans that were at the Royal Rumble that didn't know that Mickie James is working for Impact Wrestling, is the Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion. I wonder if that brings any more viewers over to AXS TV to watch Impact Wrestling. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how they do next week. I'm curious to see, and I hope they go above 200,000. I really hope they go above 2. I think they could do it. I think they're trending upward. It's catching on. The Hard to Kill pay-per-view was absolutely fantastic. That was the talk of the wrestling world. And I think people are starting to realize that, wait a minute, Impact Wrestling, they're not going to fold in 3 months. They're actually thriving right now. And maybe I should tune in. Maybe I should tune in and watch and see what's going on. And then they see the Honor No More storyline with the former Ring of Honor wrestlers invading. Then they see New Japan Pro Wrestling's Gorillas of Destiny and Jay White on the show. They see Jonathan Gresham, the Ring of Honor champion, on the show. Moose, the heavyweight champion. They see W. Morrissey doing his thing. He destroyed like 18,000 wrestlers last week in that handicap match. W. Morrissey, you got the Impact Wrestling guys. You got Eddie Edwards. You got the Rich Swans. So you got Deonna Purrazzo, of course. Mickie James was on the show as well, naturally. But maybe people they're realizing, hey, Impact Wrestling is not so bad after all. You know, after trolling on them for about 3 years, they're not so bad. They're not so bad. Actually, they're quite good. They're quite good, and they're finally realizing that. So I would love to see. Hopefully they could hit 200,000 viewers next week. Man, I got my fingers crossed. I know they have a great show lined up. I'm gonna do my little preview on that show later in the week. But they have a great show coming up, and again, Jonah on the show as well. So you know, people are sort of realizing Impact Wrestling is a great show. You know, I've known that, and you guys watching, you've known that for a long time, and I think people are starting to catch on right now. And again, it's great to see them trend upwards. And I just hope they keep trending up and up and up. So again, got my fingers crossed that next week they break the 200,000 viewership plateau. Okay, MLW, some MLW news here. They are returning to the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, formerly the ECW Arena, May 13th. Tickets are going on sale this Thursday. It's going to be Kings of Colosseum, MLW Kings of Colosseum live. I believe it's going to be a TV taping as well. Yes, so it's going to be a TV taping as well. Tickets going on sale this Thursday for Kings of Colosseum, MLW's Kings of Colosseum. And here's some of the talent that will be on that show. World Heavyweight Champion Alexander Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu, Davey Richards, Cesar Duran, World Tag Team Champions 5150 with Conan, Mads Kruger, Calvin Takeman, Richard Holiday, and Alicia Etudes. National Openweight Champion Alex Kane with Mr. Thomas, Myron Reed, the current MLW Middleweight Champion. I noticed that they didn't put MLW Middleweight Champion on here because that match actually, I don't think that match has hit. That match actually hasn't hit to YouTube yet. I know in the last press release, when they announced that they were going back to Dallas, they announced they advertised him as the MLW Middleweight Champion. I think by mistake, because that match actually hasn't happened on TV yet. But here they're not advertising him as the MLW Middleweight Champion, but he is the MLW Middleweight Champion. He won it on the last set of tapings. Aramis Arez, the Judge, EJ Induka, Casey Navarro, and Savio Vega, plus more wrestlers will be announced soon. So once again, May 13th, Philadelphia 2300 Arena, another MLW TV taping. Glad to see them getting all these TV tapings in. Kings of Colosseum, MLW Kings of Colosseum, May 13th in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. Also, New Japan Pro Wrestling announces the return of Hyper Battle Tour. The 4-show tour will begin Sunday, April 3rd. Right now, New Japan Pro Wrestling has canceled all of their January shows, and today's last day of January, but they had canceled their January shows, the remaining January shows due to COVID. I think there's a COVID breakout in Japan. I'm not sure when the next live New Japan Pro Wrestling show will be, but they announced the return of Hyper Battle 2022, taking place Sunday, April 3rd through Saturday, April 9th. They're going to be in 4 locations throughout Japan. April 3rd, April 4th, April 7th, and April 9th, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Hyper Battle Tour. They haven't listed any matches here yet. It says New Japan Pro Wrestling is currently in the midst of its New Year's Golden Series Tour, which also returned in celebration of the company's 50th anniversary. It will continue on Sunday, February 6th. Okay, so there you go. So it continues Sunday, February 6th, after New Japan Pro Wrestling had to cancel its last 4 January shows due to COVID-19. So New Japan Pro Wrestling is back on February 6th. The New Year's Golden Series Tour continues on February 6th. Their 50th anniversary show and the 2022 New Japan Cup tournament are set to take place before the Hyper Battle Tour begins. So that's exciting news. So 50th anniversary show coming up, and the 2022 New Japan Cup tournament taking place before Hyper Battle as well. So New Japan Pro Wrestling has a whole host of shows coming up for us New Japan Pro Wrestling fans. Last but not least, the first 2 Ring of Honor Hall of Fame inductees have been announced, and they are, and very well deserved here. Mark and Jay Briscoe have been named the first ever Ring of Honor Hall of Famers. People thinking CM Punk, Samoa Joe, Brian Danielson. I'm sure they'll eventually be inducted to the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. But as of right now, I think Mark and Jay Briscoe are the safest 2 to pick to be the first inductees, because if they're going to do a ceremony at the Supercard of Honor, I think it's easiest right now to get Mark and Jay Briscoe to participate in that. But that doesn't take away from that they don't deserve it. They truly deserve it. They're legends, they're Ring of Honor legends, and they absolutely deserve to be the first inductees of the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. So congratulations to Mark and Jay Briscoe, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Okay, that's it for the news. I'll leave it at that for now. Anything else breaks, of course, I'm keeping my eyes on the news, and I will be back. Until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.